Welcome everyone to a very special holiday edition of the Clicks to Riches Show. I'm Martin.
And I'm Leah. And as we roll into December, we're reminded that this really is the season of giving. Not just gifts under the tree, but giving back, supporting others, and finding ways to make a real difference.
You are 100% right, Leah, because today we're diving into one of the most powerful strategies any POD entrepreneur has at their disposal, incorporating charitable giving into your business model. It's truly the ultimate win-win. Boost your sales while supporting a worthy cause, all while spreading cheer and good vibes out into the holiday season.
And to help us explore that, we have two incredible guests joining us. We're honored to welcome Sue Schwartz, co-founder of Stand Up to Cancer, and Julia Stein from their Consumer Products and Community Events team.
They're here to give us a look inside how Stand Up to Cancer operates, the amazing work they're doing for people and families facing cancer, and how partnerships like this one can inspire more businesses, big and small, to make giving part of their mission.
And speaking of partnerships, we also have a very special offer to share with you today. One that supports Stand Up to Cancer and gives you a little something extra for your business this holiday season. Stay tuned for that in just a minute.
Plus, we'll cover the latest breaking news in POD, the standout products and trends from Black Friday and Cyber Monday, what's new here at Printify, and of course,
a few festive giveaways for our live audience. It is the holidays after all.
So settle in, get comfortable, and join us for an episode that's not just about growing your business, but growing your impact.
Happy holidays and welcome to a truly special episode.
Let's get started. This is the Clicks to Riches Show. Well, Leah, it's the holidays, and I need to know something. Where do you come down on eggnog? Like, is it something that you take part in the holidays? Everybody seems to be pro or against, so where do you land?
Well, that's a very interesting opening question. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever actually drank eggnog. I don't know if that's weird or not, but I don't think I've had it.
Okay, well, so the future is wide open for you in terms of eggnog, but I'm a super fan, and it's like, this is like really the only time when it makes sense. Like, you can't have eggnog during the summer.
Well, who said that though? Is there like a rule book or something?
All right, well, if you bust out the eggnog at your 4th of July barbecue, then I guess we'll have a discussion, but
I mean, I've seen recipes, it looks good, so I'll try it at 4th of July.
All right, folks, well, we just launched our first poll of the day. Let us know, where do you fall on eggnog, yay or nay? We'd love to hear about it. But folks, we've got a very special episode today, as you heard in our monologue there, but and we teased a little bit of a special offer, and I'm really super excited to bring this to you guys, but because this is something new to Printify. We've never done this before, and I'm super excited to be able to bring you this awesome partnership between us and Stand Up to Cancer. So let's throw that graphic up on the screen, because folks, if you haven't finished your Christmas shopping yet, boy, do we have a solution for you. We've partnered with Stand Up to Cancer, and our drop team here at Printify has created a storefront for them, stocked it full of awesome products, and now we're offering you a very, very special holiday deal. That deal is, if you go to the link that we're popping into the chat, and you'll also find it in the description as well if you're watching this on replay, and you purchase $50 worth of goods and use the code SUPPORT2RICHES during checkout, you're going to receive not only some super awesome products from Stand Up to Cancer, where all proceeds go to fund their amazing work that they're doing that you'll hear all about a little bit later, but to sweeten the deal, from Printify, we'll also give you 2 months of free Printify Premium just because it's the holidays, to thank you for supporting such a noble and worthy charity. So, and this offer is going to be running until December 19th. We'll shoot you an email on the 20th with the code that you apply into your Printify account. And there you go, you've got 2 months of free premium. If you're already a Printify Premium member, go ahead and cancel it, take advantage of that free 2 months, and then once that's up, go ahead and sign up again, and you'll be glad you did. But the store itself, that's not gonna end on December 19th. That's gonna go on in perpetuity, and you can access that from Stand Up to Cancer's website. All right, what a wonderful deal. So happy that we can bring this to you guys. So, Leah, if you're looking for a gift to get me this holiday season, go ahead and get me that red hoodie with the embroidered Stand Up to Cancer design on it, that's got to be my favorite. Okay.
Noted, Martin. Keep an eye on your stocking stuffer.
Excellent. All right. Well, as if that wasn't enough, folks, if you're just joining us, if this is your first time to the Clicks to Riches show, we love to give away prizes. Stick around to the end and fill out our post-show survey, and 3 of you will be selected at random to win our grand prize, which is $50 of Printify sales credit and an exclusive Clicks to Riches t-shirt that you can wear this Christmas and be the envy of everyone this year. Folks, we are going to be covering a ton of topics today, and I know you're going to have questions. We're going to have a dedicated Q&A with ourselves and with our guests. No need to hang on to those until the very end. Go ahead and pop those into our chat as they come to you. Our moderator, Talish, will collect those, and we'd be happy to address those a little bit later. So, folks, let's get this prize train rolling. Folks, one thing we like to do here at the Clicks to Riches show is at 3 points during our discussion, we'll put the brakes on everything and we'll give out a coupon code. And the 3 of you that type it in the fastest to your Printify account will win an instant $15 placed directly into your Printify account. And you can win up to 3 times today. So all of you fast typists out there can have the chance to win $45 right off the bat here today. And if you do win, let us know in the chat so we can all celebrate. And there's no better time than right now. Let's go ahead and give out today's first coupon code. So folks, take out your Printify accounts on the left-hand side where it says wallet, click there and go to Rewards Center. Find the coupon code entry box and prepare to enter today's first coupon code, which is giving season. It's the holidays. It's the time for giving. It's a wonderful time of the year. I love Christmas. It's like there's already Christmas music all over my house. So spell it just like this, all one word, and you'll either get that $15 immediately into your account, or you'll see a notice that says this code doesn't exist. And what that means is you were just a little bit too slow, but don't worry, you'll have 2 more chances a little bit later.
And we already have a winner.
Oh,
in
we
the
do.
chat. We have give a shout out to Alaskan Graphic Design. Congratulations.
Wonderful. And speaking of the chat, let's give some shout outs to some of our people joining us today.
We have such an international crew here. I love to see that. So we have from Malaga, Spain, Galleon San Diego. Hello. We have Pam Ball from Mississippi, Piano Blues Piano from Norway. We have Justice Beauty from Texas, My Adventure Bucket from Oregon. We've seen you here before. Hello. We have S. Gonzalez, Panama City, Lena from Teca. We've got people from all over. Welcome.
Wonderful. All right, well, our friend joining us from Malaga, guess what? I'm going to see you in February. That's exactly where I'm going, so looking forward to it. All right, folks, but let's go ahead and cover the latest breaking news in print on demand, and the word on the street is all about Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So let's go ahead and do a quick little retrospective here. So let's throw some stats up on the board here. Now, I got to put a little asterisk on these stats because these stats are already outdated because they're being updated on a regular basis. So take them with a grain of salt and pad these by, I don't know, 15, 20, 30% in some cases. But the point is the same. It was a massive year. There was some trepidation about the Christmas shopping season because of the economy and things like that. Well, it turns out those worries were unfounded because this year's Black Friday, Cyber Monday saw an increase of almost 10% across the board, which signals great, robust signals for the online retail sector, of which you folks are participants of. Also, buy now, pay later really factored into the Black Friday, Cyber Monday shopping weekend, which signals that people are deliberately and purchasing rather than purchasing impulsively. And also retailers focused more on like broader strategies rather than like deep cuts, which signals that there are people out there paying generally higher prices, which means higher profits in general for folks out there involved in online retail sales like you. So, and I'm just curious, what was your experience, folks? Let us know in the chat. How did you feel about this Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Was it good for you? Was it bad? If you could choose one emoji that could describe your experience, pop that into the chat and let us know. I'd love to hear about it.
Well, hopefully it's lots of money bag emojis.
Exactly.
Yeah. One of the stats actually from these articles is really interesting too. Shopify saw that its stores were moving $5.1 million a minute at its peak shopping, and the top categories were cosmetics and clothing. Can you imagine walking into, I don't know, a drugstore and the cosmetics aisle gets sold out in literally the blink of an eye? That's wild. Just insane.
Absolutely wild. Yeah, and Shopify, I saw an article where they made 14.6 million across the weekend, and that was with an outage on Monday. They actually went down for a little bit during Cyber Monday, like bad timing, but it was quickly resolved. And I'm just kind of wondering, were any of you out there affected? Any of you Shopify merchants? Did this affect you? Their little outage? But yeah, robust numbers, good signals across the board, and it just goes to show that this is the absolute best time to be a print-on-demand merchant. Okay, well, speaking of products during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, let's take a look at those. Now, what I've done here is I've taken out the tried and true winners, your t-shirts, your sweatshirts, your hoodies, things like that, and we're looking for the products that are climbing the charts. And number one with a bullet, it's been in the spotlight for months and months now, wrapping paper. Like last year, I dubbed it the year of the sweatshirt, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it. This year is the year of wrapping paper. Robust sales across the board.
I know you love your wrapping paper, and I'm sure for the holidays it probably is one of the #1 best sellers for those who sell it, but it doesn't work just for Christmas. You can really sell wrapping paper year round. Personalized wrapping paper for, I don't know, Mother's Day, graduation, baby showers, birthdays. You know, people are buying this kind of really special wrapping gift paper all year, not just Christmas.
Exactly. And then we got our ceramic ornaments, no surprise there. Wall calendars, of course, this is the best time of year to sell wall calendars ahead of the new year. And then velveteen plush blankets and woven blankets really coming on strong. Very surprised of the performance with woven blankets. Just proves what an awesome product that is. Like folks, if you're not familiar with it, a great texture in your hand, a great print, and it makes a great gift. All right, well, let's go ahead and move along. This is what you got to keep an eye on during the upcoming season. Well, of course, you got to do your 2025 holiday season retro if you're not looking back and seeing what worked and what didn't, so you can map out your plan of attack for next year's holiday season. You're not doing yourself any favors. And also, you got to look forward to 2026. Where are you going to take your business? How are you going to expand? Things like that. Now is the time of the year to start thinking in that direction. And speaking of the new year, well, never too soon to start thinking about the biggest event coming up in 2026 for print-on-demand merchants. Valentine's Day. I know it's not even Christmas yet, and I'm talking about Valentine's Day, but I want to at least plant that seed in your mind.
You always have to stay one step ahead in PODs.
Yes.
If you're thinking about Christmas only now, sorry, but you're too late. We're on to Valentine's Day.
All right. So speaking of things that are popular, let's check in with our friends at eRank and see what was trending over this last week during the Black Friday Cyber Monday season. Well, gifts for friends, pet gifts. Don't forget about our four-legged friends, folks. Personalized gifts, Christmas shirt, Christmas sweatshirts. Now, again, no surprises here. I bet if we turn back the clock, 365 days to this time last year, we're going to see similar trending keywords. But it just goes to show how cyclical this business can be. So what is true for this time, what is true at this particular point in the year now is likely to be true again next year. So keep that in mind as you're putting your plan together for next holiday season. So, folks, what are your thoughts? I mean, I'd love to hear more about your experience during the holidays. Let us know in the chat about any news stories that we might have missed that are near and dear to you. And here's a great opportunity for me to make a personal invitation for you to join me for my live Q&A sessions that I host on the Sellers Club. I do these on Mondays and Wednesdays. Now, these are on the free side of the Sellers Club, on the happy side of the paywall. My sessions will always be free. So click the link in the description or in the chat. Sign up for the Sellers Club using the code JOINSELLERS2025 and get your first month free. Join me for my live Q&A sessions in my home studio, and let's talk about things that are most important to you, and let me play a small part in your success. Okay, so what are we offering new from Printify? Well, I'm really excited to be giving you these two new announcements. And in fact, to talk about personalization and our new personalization hub, I'm going to throw it to you, Leah, because this is right in your wheelhouse.
Yes, I love this new feature. It's totally brand new, and it's going to get way, way, way better. We promise. So Personalization Hub, what is it? It is one dashboard that's going to collect all of the information from your customers when they personalize their orders, okay? So you don't have to go through your messages anymore, no more hunting, filtering your notes, finding out who put what on what product, okay? How does it work? Well, in Printify, on that side, you're gonna set up the product as you normally would. You create it in the product creator, you add those personalizable layers, whether that's text or image or both. You can add it to multiple print areas. And then the customer, their data, they're gonna upload their own text or they're gonna upload their own photo. It's automatically going to sync to their order in Printify. So you don't have to upload any separate images or anything like that. All you have to do is approve the design in Printify, and then it'll be sent right to production based on your order approval settings. Okay, so how does it look on your customer's side then? Well, at the checkout, they're gonna see the link. So this is on Etsy, they'll see the link, they can copy it into another tab, and they're gonna be taken into Personalization Hub. Now, if you're selling on pop-up or on Shopify, it's coming very soon to Shopify, it's gonna be built right in, so they don't have to go to another page. But they're gonna be taken to Personalization Hub, and this is where they upload their photos, their logos, they can add their names, their dates, and they see a live preview being generated right in front of them. So they can see what their personalized product looks like right in this Personalization Hub before they're even buying it. So you don't have to send them, you don't have to make this product, you don't have to send them a proof for approval or anything like that. They can see it themselves. And then once they confirm that, they can check out, and then that automatically goes right into Printify where you can approve it, double check everything, and then send it right to production. Now, this is a huge benefit for both you and for sellers, right? You're not gonna have as much back and forth with your customers anymore asking, oh, is this placement okay? Is this name spelled correctly? There's gonna be fewer mistakes because the customers themselves can see if they mistype anything. It's gonna save a ton of time. All you have to do is set up this product on the front end, and then it happens all automatically afterwards. Your customers do their part, and this is gonna let you scale personalized products this much faster.
Wow, this is something I'm super excited about, folks, and the fact that it's coming to Shopify real soon, this is perfect. Now, keep in mind, folks, on Etsy, 1 in 3 orders is a personalized order. So if you're not offering personalized orders, if you're not offering personalized products, well, here's a great opportunity to take advantage of a free feature that we're offering here at Printify to position yourself to capture sales you wouldn't normally otherwise be positioned to capture.
I would say too, like personalization, you know, it used to be a big bonus, a big plus for products. It is quickly becoming the new standard. Mm-hmm. People are expecting personalization, especially on marketplaces like Etsy.
Yeah, and don't forget, personalization is one of your superpowers as a print-on-demand merchant and allows you to compete with the big guys. All right, well, shout out to our friends over at Big Cartel. I'm super excited to be bringing this news to you guys because this is something I get asked all the time when I'm having discussions with merchants out there. When are you gonna have Big Cartel? When is it coming? Well, that day is today. We're gonna pop in a link to an article, explains a little bit more, but it's an absolutely wonderful, wonderful opportunity for you to take advantage of a wonderful brand new partnership here at Printify with Big Cartel. Now, they offer free and affordable plans, but just a quick note, to take advantage of the POD side of things, you're gonna have to at least get the $15 a month plan, but money well spent. So if you're a little bit more budget conscious, that's kind of where Big Cartel comes into play. But again, a wonderful partnership. Happy to bring that news to you guys.
If you're looking to expand too, maybe you're only selling on Etsy right now and you're kind of hesitant on trying Shopify, maybe it's too complicated, Big Cartel could be a really good option for you.
Exactly. So as you're doing your planning for next year and thinking about how to grow your print-on-demand empire, certainly something to think about. All righty, folks. Well, guess what? We are gonna we're gonna wrap up to the 2025 season with a special holiday 2-hour live stream of the Clicks to Riches show, all to thank you folks for joining us throughout the year. And that's gonna happen on December 18th. We're gonna be bringing you live product demos. And one thing I'm super excited about is we're gonna do live shop and listing audits. So we're gonna be going over your listings, your shops live during the show and giving you our expert opinions on what you're doing right and what you can improve on. And if you would like to feature your store or your listings, go ahead and fill out the form with by clicking the link that we're putting into the chat. You'll also find it in the description. We'll go ahead and throw you and put you up in front of the class, and we'll also put your listings and shop addresses in the video description so we can drive some eyeballs and maybe get you a few sales. So if you're interested in being part of the show, go ahead and let us know, and we'll put you and we'll exhibit you live on the show. All right. So, folks, Leah, I got to ask you a question. Are you a lawyer?
No.
Okay, I'm not a lawyer either. So folks, before we get into the meat and potatoes of our presentation, I just want to emphasize that before you act on any of the advice that we're going to give you, make sure you consult with appropriate professionals, be they legal, tax, or otherwise. The information we're about to present to you is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please consult with an appropriate professional before moving forward with any of this information. All right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about a value proposal. Folks, what is a value proposal? Well, that's the case that you make to your customers that they should purchase from you versus your competition. And if you build your value proposition high enough, that's what's going to convince your customer to convert into a paying customer and prevent them from moving on and doing business with your competition. And how you build your value proposition is you put as much positive spin on your products, on your listings, on your storefront as possible. One way to do that is by incorporating charitable giving into your business plan. So why is that important? Well, because it brings authenticity to your business. It positions you as mission driven. And let's not forget the kids out there, the millennials, the Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas, and the like, they actively search out businesses that are purpose driven, okay? And because at the end of the day, every sale means more than profit. You're actually putting some good out there into the world. And it's important because you can really strengthen and build that emotional connection to your customer to build long-term repeat business. They're more likely to come and purchase from you again because you have implanted upon them the fact that every purchase they make is actually doing some good out there in the world. It's also more likely to build trust between you and your customer because you're not just selling merchandise, you're part of a movement that they can also participate in. And they're more likely to share that information about your store with their friends via word of mouth. And speaking of marketing, well, just think of the opportunities you have here for user-generated content and things like that. Your customers are more likely to participate in something like that and get your shop out there, let it go viral, okay? And think about the opportunities for cross promotions and things like that, special campaigns. I mean, the marketing material literally writes itself. And let's not forget, and before I go into this, please, folks, before you act on any of this, make sure you avail yourself of the services of a sales tax professional. But in many cases, charitable donations are tax deductible. So make sure you investigate exactly what that means in your particular jurisdiction, and let's not overlook the fact that there are tools that are native on various platforms like Shopify and the like that can easily facilitate this process. And I encourage you to investigate with your sales channel of choice. And let's not forget the advantages for a long-term successful business, okay? Customers will remember you as standing for something. It'll position your business for that long-term trust, building repeat value, and it means you are building more than just growth and scale. It's actually a legacy that you're putting out there, and that's a reputation that is worth its weight in gold. Now, to do a little bit of a deeper dive discussion on this and investigate strategies on how you can actually incorporate this into your business plan, we now throw it to Leah. So Leah, what do you got for us?
Yes, so again, remember, we are not legal professionals. This is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. If you have more questions about that, do seek professional consultation. So I'm gonna talk about 3 main models of charitable commerce. We're gonna kind of break them down by complexity here. So the first one is profit share. This is simply you are giving quietly and selling as normal. It's the simplest form of giving and it has 0 legal stress. So it's the easiest way to donate because you're not making any public claims that you are giving X amount of money to a charity, okay? So again, you sell your products as you normally would, and then you're kind of just donating part of the profits privately behind the scenes, okay? You have zero compliance, there's not gonna be any paperwork and no agreements here. Now, when you are doing this type of donation, you have to be very careful not to say anything along the lines of 10% goes to charity or $2 of every t-shirt sale goes to this foundation on your site or anywhere in your product listing unless you have a formal agreement. Now, you can say somewhere in your mission, your about page, wherever, that you personally donate to causes that you believe in that align with your values, okay? This type of donation is going to be best for those who want to give back in some way, but they don't really want to deal with any of those legal hoops. Next up, we have donation per sale or cause marketing. Now, this means that you are publicly announcing that you're giving to a charity. And the moment that you publicly promise any money per sale, you're entering regulated category called commercial co-venture. Now, this is the legal term, and this means that you are telling customers that every sale sends a fixed amount to the charity. For example, you might say $2 from every hoodie goes to the Marine Mammal Center, okay? Now, when you're doing this type of donating, you have to have, there are some must-haves, okay? You must have a written agreement with the specific charity. You have to say the exact amount very clearly that you're donating, the dates of the campaign. You have to keep track of how the donations are going to be tracked, let them know, and how you're going to deliver those. And if you may have to register in some US state as a commercial co-venturer before launching. So you're gonna wanna follow all of those laws, okay? What do charities usually want out of this? Well, usually they're gonna wanna review your messaging to make sure that it aligns with their brand and with their values. They're gonna wanna see your business details, and of course, they're gonna wanna see proof of donations. So this type of donating is good for sellers who want to be transparent with their customers. And of course, if you want to share a clear why behind every single one of your sales. And the third model, this is the collaborative campaign or co-branded charity, okay? This is when you have an official partner, okay? This is kind of the big league version, and you are partnering directly with the nonprofit. So you are co-branding the product, the listing, the campaign, maybe the designs, and the charity may even be promoting you and your products, share your designs, and they might even introduce you to their community, okay? So this is going to be a little bit stricter. It's gonna require formal contracts. They're gonna have to approve your designs and your messaging, tracking and reporting everything, and you're also gonna need licensing permissions for logos and names. Now, for larger nonprofits like Red Cross, World Wildlife Fund, Stand Up to Cancer, it's gonna be a little bit stricter, even more. So there's gonna be a vetting process, you're gonna have to show sales documentation, proof of legitimacy, and you might even have a potential minimum donation amount, okay? This is gonna be best for those brands who really want a long-term commitment and alignment, and they wanna build up their credibility, okay? So let's talk about some key compliance guides. Now, again, these are kind of really strict. You have to follow these closely. So be as specific as possible. The more specific you are, the more transparent you'll be able to be with your buyers, and the more trust you'll build both with them and the charity that you're working with. So say exactly that you're donating $1 per sale to XYZ Foundation, okay? Don't say a portion of proceeds goes to charity, okay? This can actually violate consumer protection laws. Now, again, if you're giving quietly, it's okay to be a little bit more vague. Next up, keep clean records. So track your sales and your donation amounts, save all of your receipts, and keep everything in one simple place that you can easily find later, okay? This is going to protect you legally should it come to it, and it's going to build more audience trust. Also, get permission before naming any charity, okay? Never use a charity's logo or their name without written approval. Even phrases like supporting St. Jude are going to require confirmation, and if you're ever in doubt, just ask, okay? And lastly, for international sellers, the rules are going to vary by region, but if your customers are global, it's best to follow just the strictest rule set, which typically is in the US. Okay, so how can you do this now as a POD seller? Well, step one, you have to pick a cause that actually fits your brand and your personal values as well, okay? It should make emotional sense both with your brand and to your audience. So if you're a pet brand, you might donate to a pet rescue. If you're an outdoor brand, it might make sense to support a conservation charity, fitness to a mental health organization, okay? Authenticity is going to up your brand value and the ultimate impact that you can give. After you've done that, reach out to the charity. Most small to mid-sized charities love the support and they need it, okay? A simple outreach message, an email or a DM to their Instagram saying, hi, I run an e-commerce store and I wanna donate X amount per sale from a charity collection. Do you accept third-party supporters? Okay, it can be as simple as that. It doesn't need to be anything complex. Then you would get a simple written agreement. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You just need clarity on a few things: the donation amount, the timeline, the tracking, and of course, permission to name them or not. And then you want to set up tracking in your store. So create a charity collection, tag the items so you can run sales reports afterwards on those items, and of course, keep donation receipts for proof and tax time. And then market honestly and be compliant with your messaging. So say things like, we donate $2 from every tea in this collection to support this charity supporting this cause, okay? You can see monthly donations here at this page. You are telling the buyer everything that you need to, the amount you're donating, who it's going to, why it's going to them, and you're showing them proof. So this builds transparency, trust, and of course, it's going to be legally correct. All right, now a few important things to not do. Don't ever say proceeds go to charity without specifics, okay? Unless you're doing that quiet giving. Don't use logos or names without permission. Don't imply an official partnership unless you actually have one with written agreement. And do not skip that state registration if you're doing donation per sale in one of those regulated states. So in a nutshell, there are 3 safe charitable models. You have the profit share, that's gonna be the simple, quiet giving. You have donation per sale, you are publicly giving and it is legally structured. And then you have the collaborative campaign. This is going to be an official partnership with the biggest impact. And your brand's value is going to go up when it's authentic, it's transparent, and it's compliant. So when you do it right, charity isn't just generous, it becomes part of your brand story, your mission. It's your differentiation as a shop.
Right, and it's important, folks, to remember that these charities, they love the support. So don't feel nervous or feel any trepidation in reaching out. Go ahead, take that first step, and you'll find yourself being warmly accepted in more cases than not. Okay? Thank you very much, Leah. That was very, very informative. Well, let's go ahead and give away a little bit more money, folks, before we invite our guests on. So I'm going to ask you one more time to take out your Printify accounts on the left-hand side where it says Wallet. Click there, find the Reward Center, and locate the coupon code entry box, and prepare to enter today's second coupon code. And if you do win, well, let us know in the chat. 3 of you who type the fastest will win $15 of Printify sales credit. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Stand Up to Cancer 2025, all one word. You know, we can't make it too easy for you folks. Go ahead, type that out. Congratulations to all of you who paid attention in typing class. And again, if you do win, let us know in the chat. But folks, let's go ahead and throw up our special offer once more. We've partnered with Stand Up to Cancer, and we have created a beautiful shop full of wonderful Christmas gifts for you this year. If you haven't finished your shopping yet this year, boy, are you in luck. So visit the shop, spend at least $50 and use code SUPPORTTORICHES during checkout, and you will receive a coupon code for 2 free months of Printify Premium, and you'll apply that into your a code after you receive it via email. Promotion ends on December 19th, and a quick note, if you're already a Printify Premium member, go ahead and cancel it once you get that code. Use the 2 free months, go ahead and sign up again afterwards. All profits go to support the wonderful work they do over at Stand Up to Cancer. All right. Well, speaking of Stand Up to Cancer, I want to first introduce our guests. I'm super excited that they agreed to join us today. I think you guys are really going to love them. We're going to welcome Sue Schwartz and also Julia Stein. Julia, I'm going to introduce you first. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you guys on this unique partnership. Welcome to the show. I just want to know, how are you feeling today? Are you excited to join the Clickster Riches crowd?
We are very excited to be here today. Thank you so much.
Absolutely wonderful. All right. Well, Julia is the Consumer Products and Community Events consultant over there, doing some wonderful work. And I just want to know, why don't you go ahead and introduce Sue for us, because I want to get into the robust discussion that we have in store for our audience today.
Sure. But first, before we start, I'd love to say a few things about our relationship.
Wonderful.
Martin, and thank you, both you and Leah, for having us on the podcast today. So my name is Julia Stein, and I head up the Consumer Products and Commercial Co-Ventures here at Stand Up with the Robertson Schwartz Agency. Merchandise and brand design have always been at the forefront of the organization, and T-shirts are our billboard and rally cry and make up about 85% of the website sales. As one of our partners says, we make giving cool. Our products are worn by A-list talent who support our televised telecast and PSA campaigns through the years, so look and feel are paramount for us. In my 14 years of being at Stand Up to Cancer, we've worked with a myriad of e-commerce companies. Being a charity, we need to find companies that give us maximum royalties, wide range of quality products, no inventory ownership, and great customer service. I was able to connect with my good friend Michael Tabakin in the licensing business that I knew in my Star Wars days. And we were working with Printify, and we discussed some program opportunities. Everything that we were looking for was there. So we decided to strike a deal with Robin Himmel and the Drop team, and we created an exclusive branded website. I think we were up in a couple of weeks. It went very quickly. They got the brand right from the start, which was amazing. We were able to make changes quickly. It was a smooth transition, and we had no glitches on orders or shipping. It was amazing. And I also wanted to just shout out to the Drop team, Katia in particular, who was instrumental in product designing for our Nashville telecast that we had this year, as well as she did inspiration for the set design and marketing material. So it was a true collaboration. The site was able to handle very heavy volume without a hitch, and the products are still available if you want to go on and check them out, along with that red sweatshirt that Martin would like. The only other thing I would say, we're still continuing to find ways to work together, whether it's bulk orders for events or swag items for our influencers and streamers. And the Printify team has been really great at coming up with creative solutions and more sales to support the organization, which Martin will talk to you about later. So now that I've told you how we've started working together, I want you to hear about the why support Stand Up to Cancer. And may I introduce one of the co-founders of Stand Up to Cancer and the Robertson Schwartz Agency, Sue Schwartz.
Welcome, Sue.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. I want to get into your story. I want to hear more about Stand Up to Cancer and the amazing work you do. But first, now that I have you both on, I want to ask you a little bit of a trivia question, and you can play along, and you can play along at home. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to go ahead and get right to it, okay? And this goes out to both of you and our audience at home. According to recent surveys, what percentage of shoppers say they're more likely to buy from a business that supports a charity? Is it A, 12%, B, 27%, C, 54%, or D, 100%, especially if puppies are involved? So don't answer yet. I want to give our audience at home a chance to answer in the chat. I'll read it one more time quickly. According to recent surveys, what percentage of shoppers say they're more likely to buy from a business that supports a charity? Is it A, 12%, B, 27%, C, 54%, or D, 100%? And Sue, I'm going to give you first opportunity at the answer. What say you?
With D.
D. Oh, a very, very good answer. Very good answer. Julia, how about you?
I was going to say 54%.
Okay, so you're going with C. And what are our folks online saying?
We have a few people saying D, a person saying B. We're also a little bit split.
Oh, okay. Well, folks, the correct answer, I would love it to be D if it was 100%. It kind of feels like that's the right answer, especially when puppies are involved. But the research show the answer is C, 54%. But just imagine what a powerful tool that is. Imagine converting 54% more of your customers into paying customers using this kind of a strategy. But all right, Sue, thanks again for agreeing to join us. And I hear you guys are doing amazing things over there at Stand Up to Cancer. So for our audience that's watching tonight who might not know the full picture, can you tell us what Stand Up to Cancer is all about and like what is the difference you guys are making right now?
Absolutely. And thank you everyone for joining us. And we'll have a short little video that we can play later so you can hear directly from some of our scientists. But let me kind of give you an update about how Stand Up got started. So in 2007, there were a group of 9 women that had all been touched by cancer. And we were very frustrated about losing loved ones and really recognizing that cancer progress hadn't progressed since Nixon declared the war on cancer in 1970s. So we got together and we said, there has to be a better way to do this. And some of the 9 women that were involved in this include Katie Couric, a renowned journalist who had lost her husband, Jay, at only 42 years old with colon cancer. And then a couple years later, lost her sister to pancreatic cancer. Sherry Lansing, the first female chairman of a movie studio, Paramount Pictures, had lost her mother to ovarian cancer. One of the other 9 women was Laura Ziskin. And Laura was a prolific film producer. She produced the first 3 Spider-Man movies, As Good as It Gets, Pretty Woman, No Way Out, a bunch of different things. And in my case, I lost my mother to multiple myeloma, which is a blood cancer, and I have 2 sisters that were both in the fight. All of the 9 women come from the world of journalism, television, film, marketing, and philanthropy. So we said there's got to be a better way. I mean, Laura was fighting metastatic breast cancer in 2007 when we all got together, and we said, there's got to be a better way. Let's get some of the top thought leaders in the world in a room and ask them why we haven't made more progress. So we got the best doctors and scientists together and said, what's going on? And they said, there is a better way. There's a research model that you need to embrace that's based on collaboration, not competition among the scientists, that's based on innovation, and that's based on translational science. And what translational science means is that the treatments that are developed in the lab by a researcher gets translated to a patient in terms of therapy. So we said, that makes perfect sense. But tell us more. And their guidance was really straightforward. They said, you need to fund teams of scientists, teams from different institutions and different disciplines. You have to make the grants large enough so that they can make significant progress in the fight against cancer. And you have to hold the investigators accountable. You have to make sure that they deliver the results to benefit patients within 3 to 4 years, which is lightning speed in the world of cancer research. So now we had a funding model that would transform how cancer research is done. And then they said, but in addition to that, you need to fund young investigators, scientists that have a lab, but have out-of-the-box ideas. They may not have proof of concept, and maybe some of their ideas are high risk, but potentially very high reward. So we said, all right, we have team science funding model, and we have young investigators. We've got a funding model that we think can transform cancer research. How do we do this? And they said, well, you're going to need to raise $100 million this first year to be able to do this effectively. So because the 9 women all came from the world of, as I said, film, television producing, journalism, we said, let's go to the television networks and let's see if we can do a televised fundraising show. So we went to them and we put on our first televised show in September of 2008 on ABC, NBC, and CBS, and we raised $100 million. Fast forward 17 years later, and our unique collaboration of this funding model and team science and young investigators includes more than 3,100 scientists across 210 institutions. This past August, we aired our 9th televised special. We've expanded beyond the top 3 networks. We were on over 36 networks and streamers. And importantly, our research has already helped to contribute to 9 FDA approvals. So in real terms, that means that about 73,000 people impacted by cancer will have treatment options this year that didn't exist without Stand Up to Cancer's funding and help. So we're really proud at what we've done, but we also know we have to continue to push the boundaries. So as we head into 2026, we have a very bold goal to make early stage detection an essential part of the standard of care for all cancers. And by doing so, we will reduce cancer deaths by 25% over the next 5 years and by 50% in the next 10 years. How are we going to do that? It's about early detection. This is a proven strategy that saves lives. If you think about pap smears and colonoscopies, those have been around 25 years or more, and those have saved millions of people's lives. So we're putting a stake in the ground around early detection. It will relieve families and people diagnosed with cancer, because if we can catch cancer early, we can cure cancer. And that's really the key.
That really is. What a powerful story. And what I find most intriguing is the emphasis that you have on science and research. And you mentioned that you brought in a clip that sort of emphasizes that point. So why don't we show that to our audience right now to really drive that point home?
Always good to hear from the scientists.
Always.
I'm Dr. Julian Adams.
My name is Fola May. I'm a gastroenterologist and cancer researcher.
I am Luis Diaz. I'm a physician scientist.
I'm Andrea Sursik. I'm a medical oncologist.
And I stand up.
And I stand up.
And I stand up to cancer. For me, it's about the patients, improving their survival to improving their quality of life. That's really what it's about.
When you know that a study that you designed will have an immediate impact on the patient sitting in front of you, I don't think there's a better feeling than that.
It's just so inspiring to do research that impacts human lives.
Stand Up to Cancer accelerates the pace of research by bringing scientists together to work on the most difficult problems in cancer.
Stand Up to Cancer does allow us to move with speed that's unprecedented.
We truly want to impact every single patient we provide care for.
Your support is critical to our research. Without it, we would not be able to change and improve our patients' lives.
Stand Up to Cancer with us at standuptocancer.org.
Wonderful. Now, behind every dollar that's raised, now there's a story. We all know that. So there's a family, there's a survivor, there's a breakthrough. Can you share a few of those big wins that you've seen that really capture the impact of the Stand Up to Cancer is having in people's lives?
Absolutely. Let me share a story about a woman by the name of Barbara Brigham and a clinical trial that was funded by Stand Up to Cancer. Barbara was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, which is one of the most deadly, lethal cancers that exists. Most of the time, when you're diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, you're diagnosed too late. Only 8% of patients with this most common form of pancreatic cancer survive the 5-year mark. So we said, we've got to do more. We've got to do better. And 2 of our scientists at Memorial Sloan Kettering in New York got together, an oncologist and a computational biologist. So again, Stand Up is all about bringing different disciplines together to solve the cancer crisis. These 2 gentlemen got together and they developed a trial using a personalized mRNA vaccine. So what they did is they biopsied Barbara's tumor and parts of her pancreas, and those samples were sent on this elaborate journey. But the real action came 2 months later when Barbara returned to the hospital, went back to MSK, and received a vaccine that was tailored to the mutations in her pancreas. In other words, we created a vaccine that was made of messenger RNA, mRNA. And then what happened is that was used to essentially set a generic instruction to Barbara's own immune system so that it would say, hey, immune system, pay attention. There's a cancer going on here that you need to fight. And so that personalized vaccine was made specifically for Barbara and her individual pancreatic cancer. It's been 4 years since Barbara received the last of the 9 doses. There were 9 doses that she went through for this personalized vaccine. And in the 4 years that Barbara gained, she saw one grandchild finish college and get married. Another got a PhD. Her newest granddaughter was born last year. She's vibrant, she's healthy, she plays and does weekly mahjong games and goes out on adventures, and she remains pancreatic cancer-free. 4 years after a personalized approach, and remember, pancreatic cancer, only 8% of patients survive the 5-year mark. She's cancer-free, and that's what Stand Up is all about.
Wow, what a wonderful story. And I love how you're really working on the cutting edge of science. I mean, we're living here in the future when it comes to this kind of stuff. I wonder where we're going to be in another 10 years. And I'm very inspired by that story because it's not just about saving lives, but it's about letting that life continue with an improved quality of life. So absolutely wonderful story. But to get there to that future, you need the support. So can you tell us why donations matter more now than ever?
You know, absolutely. We are at a time of unprecedented hope because there is now technology that exists that can help us find cancer at its earliest stages. Too often, cancer goes undetected until it's too late. But given where we are at from a science standpoint, this is really about a transformative time in cancer research with new technologies. We're investing in early detection research that we talked about, transformative technologies like AI, simple screening tests that can help determine and detect the smallest molecule of cancer in your body, new treatments that will help your immune system detect and destroy cancers, and much more. So all of that takes effort, takes funding, takes dedication, but we have the scientists that are dedicated to it. Now we need the resources to enable them to do the research they need so that every cancer can be caught in time to be cured. And that's why I'm so hopeful that those people joining us today will join with us to help us solve this so that more people can live healthier, longer lives cancer-free.
Okay, well, speaking of joining, if our members of our audience are so inspired, can you, and they want to build this sort of purpose into their profits, if they'd like to make Stand Up to Cancer part of their POD brand's mission, how does that work? Like, what do they need to know in order to do it the right way, which is important?
So, I mean, you talked earlier, or we heard earlier about, engaging with a charity. And we have a process that Julia spearheads, and she can speak to it a little bit, that makes it very turnkey and easy for people to participate with Stand Up. So, Julia, I don't know if you want to share a couple things about how easy we can make it for everyone.
Yes, thank you. And Leah hit on a lot of the points earlier on. You would get in contact with me. We would do a quick 15, half an hour chat about what your goals and aspirations would be. We would have a questionnaire that you would fill out. We would go through the program, look at your products, determine whether, this would be appropriate for the two of us, and then would put together a simple agreement. There would be some minimums and the like, but we can certainly sort all that information out once you contact me. I'm happy to discuss anything with you guys. Thank you.
Wonderful. And if you folks would like to support Stand Up to Cancer directly, well, you can, of course, take advantage of our collaborative offer that we've put together. We're doing our part to help out the team over there at Stand Up to Cancer. We put together a store chock full of products that are perfect for you to put under the tree this year for your friends and family. Let's go ahead and pop that visual up onto the screen. All you need to do is click the link in the chat and also in the description. Go to the store, pick out some awesome merch, use the code SUPPORT2RICHES during checkout. You'll not only receive awesome gifts this year you can offer to your family, but you can also receive 2 months of Printify Premium, 100% free. We'll send you a notice via email. All proceeds go to support the great work they're doing over there at Stand Up to Cancer. So go ahead and make that part of your holiday plan this year. But ladies, I was wondering if you would mind answering a few questions from our audience. So let's go ahead and switch gears and see what our audience has to say about what we have discussed today. Leah, what do you have for us?
So we have quite a few good questions here. We have a question from Alcazar. I would like to add charity donation on my shop, but my products are already too expensive. How do I add that /sell?
Well, it depends. It depends on what your level of giving is going to be. And I would challenge you right off the bat that your products are too expensive, because I mean, if you're offering a quality product with a quality design that really hits the mark and makes that emotional connection, you may be surprised at how reasonable your pricing actually is. And if you were to include charitable giving as part of your value proposal, well, that'll raise the overall value of that product in your customer's mind. So don't sell yourself too short.
Okay, we have a question from.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I would also add that there's also the opportunity to do ask the consumer to make a donation themselves. So a roundup at the register, or an opportunity, we can help you with an opportunity that they could donate on behalf of you.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, it was one of the strategies we didn't explore, but that's actually a wonderful option. Thank you for bringing that up. That's very powerful.
Yeah, very good point. A question from Eastside Dave. Can I donate or partner with multiple charities at once?
Yeah, like, do you guys have exclusivity agreements, like businesses can only work with you? How does that work?
So Stand Up to Cancer was built on the premise that it's about collaboration. We talked about having, the scientists collaborate from multiple institutions. We talked about ABC, NBC, CBS, and the streamers and Fox all collaborating to give us commercial-free airtime. We welcome everybody in the tent. So for us, the more people that you donate, and the more charities that are trying to solve the various social problems and health problems in the world today, we think is better.
Okay.
On their site that you can select from, as well as some of them will dedicate a certain month to a charity. So there's different ways that you can approach it.
Exactly. It's better to spread the love, right? Okay, wonderful. Next question, please, Leah.
Question from Cheeseburgers33. Is the $50 to get the Printify Premium total with shipping or without?
Oh, good question. Good question, Cheeseburgers, and you're making me hungry. The correct answer is yes, purchase $50 worth of merchandise and the offer applies without shipping included. Good question.
Okay. So we have another question. You said we can do a silent charity, but if I have already spoken with the owner and it's only a verbal agreement, is it okay to announce online? This is from Revelation Unveils Truth.
Ooh, for this one, I'm going to err on the side of caution here and ask you to consult with a dedicated professional on this, because we're not going to be able to give you a satisfying answer on this particular discussion. So reach out to a professional and find out for yourself. Thank you very much.
A couple questions regarding Personalization Hub here. Let's see. How does the Personalization Hub work for previously made listings? Asked by LBPACW. So right now, for listings that are already made, this version of Personalization Hub doesn't work automatically. You have to continue with the process that you've had. It only works for new listings, but we are working on a way to kind of retroactively add this new Personalization Hub to listings that are already made. We already know that sellers probably have tons of listings using the old format. We are working on a way to make that better. Good question.
Okay. I think we have time for about 2 more questions.
Okay. From Joss Gallery 360, is Printify going to reconnect to Walmart? What's going on with this?
Ooh, I wouldn't expect that to happen anytime soon. That was actually a very interesting partnership that we had with Walmart Marketplace. But don't expect that to happen again anytime soon. But you never know. You never know. We just added Big Cartel, so we may circle back and reimagine that partnership. But don't hold your breath.
Mm-hmm. And another question about charity from Regina Oaks, 6288. If I want to create a charity site, is it okay to create a pop-up store just for the charity I want to support under my account?
Ooh, now the Printify pop-up store is a great opportunity to do exactly what you described. Now, all you would need to do is share your tax exempt information with us. We'll turn off the sales tax on your store, so that once we verify that you're in full tax compliance, and then you can use that as a powerful tool to generate funds and support the cause of your choice. And it's great because it's super low overhead on the Printify pop-up store. There's no sign-up fees. You don't even need a payment method on file. All you need to do is create your products, and then we will happily supply your profits to you, and you can again support your charity of choice. But it's a great model for that, actually. And I'm glad you brought that question up. I'm glad we had a chance to address that. Okay, well, I want to say apologies to you folks out there if we didn't get a chance to answer your questions. I want to thank Sue and Julia for their powerful stories. Thanks for sticking around and answering some questions. We're going to wrap the show up, and we're going to say goodbye in just a little bit. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give away our last coupon code, okay?
We did have a winner last time, so shout out to My Adventure Bucket again for winning. Congratulations. And if you win this time, let us know in the chat.
All right, shout out. Okay, so you have a chance to win again, my friend. So go ahead and pull out your Printify account on the left-hand side where it says Wallet. Click there, Reward Center, find that coupon code entry box, and prepare to enter today's 3rd and final coupon code. It is Holiday Super Show, and what I'm talking about there, ladies and gentlemen, is our upcoming Holiday Super Show that we're going to end the year off with for the Clicks to Riches Show audience, all to show you how much we appreciate you. Join us on December 18th. We'll be doing live demos, shop and listing audits. If you want to participate, click the link in the chat and in the description, and we may just feature you on the episode. So how do you put to work all of this information that we covered today? I know we threw a lot at you today. Feel free to revisit this in the live section of our YouTube channel. But it's important to make sure all your T's and all your I's, your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. First of all, make sure you pick a cause that makes sense to your cause, to your niche, to your target customer. Make sure it aligns with your brand message, so that there's no confusion and that it actually makes sense and it reinforces your value proposal.
And then decide how you want to give. Do you want to keep it quiet and simple with a private donation, that profit share? Do you want to have a public campaign where you set a specific amount to each sale with a written agreement, or do you want to have an official partnership and a co-branding opportunity with this charity?
And make sure you are in contact with this charity. Make sure you have their full agreement. Explain who it is you are, what it is exactly you would like to participate on, what level, and make sure again you're crossing all those T's and dotting all those I's.
And then be specific in your messaging. If you're saying you want to donate, then quantify it. Add a number to it. Say, we donate $2 per shirt instead of just a portion of proceeds goes to charity. That can be too vague and legally risky, especially if you are naming a charity.
And make sure you track everything. You should be tracking everything as it is, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, make sure you are in full compliance. Make sure that your charity-linked products are in your store, log your sales, keep all your receipts.
And always get permission before you promote. Always secure written approval before using a charity's name or their logo in your listings, in your designs, or in any of your marketing.
And show your proof. Speaking of receipts, make sure those are available for your customers to view. It builds that trust, and it makes sure that you are in full transparency. Always err on the side of transparency.
And lastly, keep it sustainable. Set donation campaigns with clear start and end dates, or if you have recurring contributions, make sure you can maintain that profitably.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to continue this discussion, we can at my live Q&A sessions that I do on the Printify Sellers Club. I do those on Mondays and Wednesdays. Join me. It's 100% free. Use code JOINSELLERS2025. Get a free month trial and enjoy all we have to offer on the Sellers Club. And one last shout out to this amazing partnership that we're doing with Stand Up to Cancer. Visit the store using the link in the description or in the chat. Spend at least $50 on super awesome merchandise and receive a code for 2 free months of Printify Premium. All proceeds going to benefit the amazing work that you just heard about today from our guests at Stand Up to Cancer. All right, well, we're going to pop in the link to our post-show survey. Go ahead and click on there, fill it out. We'll select 3 of you at random to receive our grand prize, $50 of Printify sales credit, and a super awesome Clicks to Riches t-shirt that you can wear and make everybody jealous this holiday season. Well, folks, that's about it for today. I want to give a special shout out to Julia and Sue. Do you folks have any last words for our audience before we say goodbye today?
Just want to say thank you. Thank you, for all your support, and let's kick cancer's ass.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much. Leah, do you have any last words?
Yes, if you want to do this, if you want to boost your brand value, make sure that you are crunching your numbers, look at your data, and make sure that you can donate and still remain in the green.
Exactly. And we here at Printify, we do something every November called Movember, where we ask our colleagues to grow mustaches and beards, all in support of men's health, and we generate proceeds that are donated from Printify itself to support men's health charities and to support prostate cancer checkups. So thank you very much for that. And on a personal note, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you for all the powerful work you do. We lost my cousin this year to cancer, so it just goes to show that cancer touches so many people's lives. And for those of us that are affected, I just want to say thank you for all the powerful work you guys do. So from all of us here at the Clicks to Riches show, we want to say thank you. We'll see you in 2 weeks for our super show. And that's all for today. You are now free to enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone.